Hello and welcome back to Friday's edition of the Daily O. I'm T. Johnson.
And I'm Joe Callamore.
OSU alumni and longtime supporter T. Boone Pickens passed away this Wednesday. Sapphire Cervantes reports on how the Boone Pickens School of Geology is handling the news.
It's been a very somber day here at OSU. Not only is it 9/11, but our very own T. Boone Pickens died. I'm here with Dr. Camelia Knapp of the Boone Pickens School of Geology, and she's going to talk to us a little bit about what Boone Pickens meant to her and the school.
This has been a tremendous shock for us today because Mr. Pickens is the ultimate legacy for the Boone Pickens School of Geology. So he has the name on our school. He helped erect this building 30 years ago. Mr. Pickens is very well known in Stillwater and Oklahoma, definitely in the world, but here because of the Boone Pickens Stadium. Perhaps not many people know about the Boone Pickens School of Geology, but he put his heart in our school. He was providing so many opportunities for our students and faculty. He helped us with financial support for many scholarships, for quite a few endowed chair positions. He was a most dedicated alum, and he was a friend, and he was always interested to hear about our school, how we are doing, where we are at, and what's our plan. And in fact, it is because of Mr. Pickens that our school has a strategic plan. He has a famous quote, a fool with a plan is better off than a genius with no plan. And he was also telling us that a plan with no action is not a plan, it's a speech. There are many quotes, like the first billion is the hardest, his famous book. Because of his legacy and his lifetime support to our school, this year, actually last spring, our school awarded Mr. Pickens with the Super Cowboy Legacy Award. He really is our super cowboy. However, as President Hargi said, he's not only a super cowboy, he is the ultimate cowboy. His legacy will live forever. And we are all, as I said, really in shock. We were hoping that he was doing well. My husband and I moved from South Carolina a year ago. It was in less than a month that he invited us to his office in Dallas. He wanted to know the status of our school, how we've been growing, and what our plan is. And I asked him at the end, I said, what's your advice for us? And then he said one word, up. And that's now our motto. So we hope to live up to his dreams.
Awesome. Well, he will be very missed here at Oklahoma State, and let's take this as an opportunity to come together as a school and just show our cowboy spirit. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Sapphire. A memorial service will be held for Boone Wednesday, September 25th at 3 p.m. in the Gallagher-Iba Arena. This past weekend, visitors with reservations at the University Inn and Suites were greeted with an unusual surprise. The hotel was closed, but none of the guests were informed. Here's Joe Callamore with the story.
What was once seen as an inviting place to stay in cozy small-town Stillwater is now just an abandoned lot. The scene looks more like a backdrop for a horror film than a recently closed motel. Looking online at popular travel sites like Expedia, TripAdvisor, Booking.com, and even Google, you'll find there are multiple negative reviews about the closure, some dating all the way back to the beginning of August. In order to gain some insight as to the reasoning behind the University Inn and Suites closure, I reached out to former operations manager Phil Battelle for an interview.
How long have you guys been closed so far?
We don't know exactly, sir, because they haven't told us anything until when they were going to close. They told us to take it. The motel is going to be closed till December 31st or maybe more. So.
They know what day did they notify you of that?
I've been here managing for bank for like quite a few months now, but they told us like 7 weeks ago they said close the motel and cancel all the reservations. So.
Do you know about any people who had issues with the reservation process where they were still allowed to make reservations online, even though that the University Inn was then closed?
I don't have any idea. They haven't told us anything because the owners left.
Unfortunately, I was unable to get a comment from the current motel ownership group on the closure. It looks as though a long-lasting fixture in the Stillwater hospitality sector is now gone for at least the indefinite future. For the Ocali Media Group, I'm Joseph Callamore.
Thanks, Joe. Hopefully we find out why they closed soon. The Allied Arts Festival will take place at OSU this Saturday. The Daily O's Chase Congleton has more.
The Office of Arts, Culture, and Entertainment is hosting the OSU Arts Festival in the Student Union Plaza on Friday and Saturday. Art of all different mediums is expected to be located in the booths ranging from oil on canvas to pottery and even beadwork. Right where I'm standing and all right behind me, dozens of our students will have many booths available for people to look at art and be able to purchase it, as well as activities that are free for all students at OSU to be involved with. With the help of the Allied Arts program, the organization plans to host a graffiti art contest along with giving out white mugs and Sharpies that students can design their own art with. Kayla Loper, the manager for Arts, Culture, and Entertainment in the Student Union, said that despite the plethora of activities students can partake in on Friday, there's even more set to be scheduled for Saturday.
And then on Saturday, in the morning, we'll have free caricatures. We'll have a caricature artist doing those. And then in the afternoon, we'll have free henna tattoos. And then we also have live music.
Kayla Loper also says the event's goal is to inspire more students to start purchasing art and develop the habit of supporting artists within their area.
I'd say all of the artists that we selected are pretty reasonably priced, so I think all of their items are things that students should be able to afford if they liked something.
With many activities set in stone for students to participate in and booths full of young, talented artists, the festival hopes to achieve its goal and provide an environment for art to thrive. For Ocali TV, I'm Chase Congleton.
Thanks, Chase. I'll definitely be checking out the festival on Saturday. It sounds like some really cool stuff is going on.
Yeah, it does.
So it looks like there's lots to do in Stillwater this weekend.
Fall into the Holidays craft show will kick off this weekend's activities at the Payne County Expo Center from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. this Saturday. The show will feature more than 100 booths and is the perfect place to start your holiday shopping with no admission fee.
A free Comic-Con and fandom event is bringing people together who share similar interests and enjoy pop culture. Lexicon 2019 will host events at the Stillwater Public Library.
The Downtown Stillwater Association is hosting Music on Main, a festival for up-and-coming musicians.
Oh, wow.
Saturday's show will be at the Hayes Modella Art Gallery from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Admission is $15. Sunday's show will be free and open to the public from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Chris Salmon Plaza. The festival will feature an Iron Monk beer garden and food trucks.
Back to school season is coming to an end, but school supplies are needed all year round. We have Jovian Osterhout reporting on a story about how one local dispensary is helping out students for the year.
Back to school season is a chaotic time for Stillwater Public Schools, and it all starts with the right supplies. School supplies are a crucial part of a student's education, though they come at high costs.
On a very basic level, students need paper, they need pencils, they need crayons, they need notebooks. Part of that educational process is teaching them to be organized, so notebooks come into play.
Stillwater Public Schools spends about $175,000 each year on instructional supplies. This is financed in part with a $50 student fee and donations from the community.
Stillwater Public Schools did find a bit of extra help this back-to-school season, but it came from an unexpected source. Cali Roots, a medical marijuana dispensary, and its patients donated a collection of supplies and more than $500.
I know there's always been kids that needed school supplies that haven't been fortunate enough to have school supplies, and so we'd love to be that help or that impact on that, like one kid or several kids, to help them have school supplies to get them through the year.
With Cali Roots' donation alone, 10 disadvantaged students could have their school supply fees paid for.
I hope that if a parent sees that our dispensary, Cali Roots, donated money to Stillwater Public Schools. I hope that they look at that just as any other donation that they would receive. Yes, I don't want there to be a stigma. Now, am I promoting kids to go consume cannabis? No, that's not what we are trying to do. We are not trying to promote children to consume cannabis. We are just trying to show that we are here to help always, even if it's whether you are buying product from us and we're helping you in that way, or if it's we're donating to your school. We're just here to help.
This is legitimate money, and this money has been donated to public education, and take heart that we're going to use that to educate the students of Stillwater to the best of our capabilities.
For Pete's Corner, I'm Jovian Osterhout.
Thanks, Jovian. We're going to go ahead and take a break, and whenever we come back, Joe is going to catch us up on some sports.
All right.
Welcome back to the Daily O. I'm Joe Callamore, bringing you everything you need to know in the sporting world. The Turnpike rivalry between the Tulsa Golden Hurricane and the Oklahoma State Cowboys will get another edition tomorrow afternoon. Rowdy has the story.
Hi, I'm Rowdy Barebow, and here is a preview of this Saturday's 2:30 kickoff as the 2-0 Oklahoma State Cowboys take on the 1-1 Tulsa Golden Hurricane in Tulsa. The Cowboys will go into Tulsa on an offensive hot streak after hanging 52 points on Oregon State and 56 on McNeese. Freshman quarterback Spencer Sanders has been lights out during the first two games for the Cowboys, throwing for 453 yards and 6 touchdowns, while tossing 5 to All-American Tylan Wallace. Running back Chuba Hubbard has been very productive thus far for the Cowboys, for he has 265 yards on the ground and 4 touchdowns while averaging 7.8 yards a carry. For the Golden Hurricane, they will be led by Baylor transfer quarterback Zach Smith. After Tulsa took a tough 28-7 loss to Michigan State, they bounced back and went on to beat San Jose State 34-16 with an impressive showing on the ground, going for 256 yards and 3 touchdowns. The intriguing matchup to watch for in this game will be OK State's run game versus Tulsa's run defense. Tulsa has held their two opponents to less than 120 yards on the ground. Either way, the Cowboys have proven to get it done offensively through the air or on the ground. The matchup should bring local fans from all around Tulsa and Stillwater areas and make for a great Saturday afternoon matchup. For the Daily O, I'm Rowdy Barebow.
Thanks, Rowdy. The Cowboy offense will have options at the quarterback position as they look to break down that tough Tulsa defense. Drew Brown and Spencer Sanders both received playing time last week against McNeese State and had quality performances. The two quarterbacks split time last week, with Sanders starting all of the first half and Brown entering in the second half. Sanders received the honor of Big 12 Newcomer of the Week earlier this week and is expected to get the start for Saturday. Kickoff is set for 2:30 tomorrow afternoon. In other OSU sporting news, Cowgirl soccer were in the Happy Valley last week as they played number 8 Penn State. David Moore has the recap.
The Cowgirls just refused to lose. OSU went into Happy Valley last night as heavy underdogs against the number 8 ranked Nittany Lions. Penn State only lost this season prior to meeting the Cowgirls came against number 3 Stanford. Near the end of the first half, OSU trailed by 1. A free kick from Kim Rodriguez soared into the box and found senior J.C. Jones to slip it by and bring the Cowgirls level. It was Jones' 6th goal of the year and her 3rd in her last 3 games. The Cowgirl defense held firm in the second half, not letting anything get through. OSU have only allowed 3 goals this whole season. Goalkeeper Danny Greenlee finished off the game against Penn State with 6 saves. Then, in golden goal double overtime, there was a role reversal from the first goal, as this time it was J.C. Jones who delivered a corner to Kim Rodriguez, who fired in the header for the win. The Cowgirls pull off an incredible on-the-road upset and remain unbeaten on the season. Their next game will be at home on Sunday against Omaha. For the Daily O, I'm David Moore.
Thanks, David. In other Stillwater sports news, Stillwater Pioneer football have their home opener tonight against Norman North High School. Norman North was defeated last week 31-24 to Norman. Meanwhile, the Pioneers are coming off an impressive win against Edmond Memorial. Lainey Gerber can refresh your memory on how the Pioneers were able to get the victory.
The Stillwater Pioneers kicked off the 2019 season on Friday against the Edmond Memorial Bulldogs. The first half was slower than expected for the Pioneers. They led by only 7-0 after the first half. The second half is where Stillwater started looking like the team that went to the state championship last year. Quarterback Gunnar Gundy handed the ball off to star running back Quantrell Walker for 183 yards and 3 touchdowns, all in the third quarter. The running game opened up the passing game, where Gundy connected with Princeton commit Anthony Bland for 2 more touchdowns to make the final score 42-7. Coach Tucker Barnard says the team wasn't taking advantage of what was easy in the first half, but liked the second.
Defense did a great job in the first half, and I mean we were banged up and had guys playing out of position, and I mean, it was rough, but they did a great job. Played really strong in the first half. Yeah, the second half was more of what we kind of expected to see, but. I think the big deal was just get the running game going, and Quantrell and the offensive line had a great second half and, turned things around for us.
The Pioneers will be back in action this Friday for their home opener at 7 p.m. With Ocali TV, I'm Lainey Gerber.
Moving on to boxing news. Boxing is a sport that its fans go nuts for. Johnny Resendez has got you covered in his one-round breakdown.
Hey everyone, my name is John Resendez and welcome to the first edition of the One Round Breakdown. This segment is geared towards keeping you guys updated with the purest sport in the world, boxing. Yeah, you heard that right. So as we say in Spanish, comencemos. It seems like forever ago when we had a heavyweight division like the one in the 90s with names like Evander Holyfield, George Foreman, Lennox Lewis, Riddick Bowe, and the sweetheart himself, Mike Tyson. Well, about 2 decades later, it looks like the division is as good as ever with unique fighters who all have their unique stories. Let's start off with the Bronx bomber, Deontay Wilder. Wilder started boxing at age 23 just so he could provide for his daughter. Turns out, he has an all-time great punching power and a charismatic personality to go with it. Now, don't let that fool you. This guy is not a nice dude in the ring. Wilder has knocked out 40 of the 42 boxers he's faced and gets a kick out of doing it. He even went on national TV and said he wants to kill a man in the ring. That being said, at 41-0-1, his record's not perfect. Which brings me to the next guy responsible for that tie, the Gypsy King Tyson Fury. Fury is without a doubt the biggest personality in boxing right now. Not only is he a great technical fighter at 6'9", he's also one of the best showmen the sport has ever seen. But behind all the flashiness and smack talk is a guy who went through mental health issues and addiction to get where he is now. It's safe to say Fury is a cornerstone British fighter. Speaking of British fighters, there's one more we can't go without mentioning, Anthony Joshua. At 6'6", 249, Joshua looks like the prototype athlete with a Superman-like physique. Ever since he defeated Vladimir Klitschko to become the unified champion, Joshua has been the guy in the heavyweight division. That was until his most recent fight, where he not only lost his title, but also all the hype surrounding him, which finally brings me to the guy who beat the guy, Andy Ruiz Jr. Let's be honest, we didn't think Ruiz would beat Joshua, much less with that body he's been made fun of for having. But his humble attitude, underdog status, and never quit mentality makes him appealing to a lot of fans. That right there are the heavyweights of the heavyweight division. All big draws, all in their primes, all wanting to be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. That being said, boxing, like every other sport, has its cons. One of the biggest cons the sport has is the best usually don't fight the best. That's not the case in this division. Ruiz and Joshua are set for the rematch in December at Saudi Arabia. Wilder and Fury, despite being in two different promotions, already announced their rematch in 2020. The heavyweight division is figuratively and literally as strong as ever. So enjoy it as much as you can, boxing fans, because this might not happen for a long, long time. I'm Johnny Resendez, and you just watched the one-round breakdown.
Thanks, Johnny. Moving over to the MLB, the regular season is coming to an end, with teams still battling to get to the postseason. The Los Angeles Dodgers already sit comfortably as they have clinched a spot after winning the NL West. Other teams who will look to clinch soon will be the Houston Astros, New York Yankees, and the Atlanta Braves. The wild card race in the National League has a plethora of teams eyeing a spot in the postseason. Things are not looking good for last year's World Series champions, as the Boston Red Sox will most likely be watching October baseball from their couches this year. If you find yourself awake in the middle of the night tonight and need something to watch, you're in luck. The United States basketball team plays Poland at 3 a.m. Central Time in the match for 7th place at the FIBA Basketball World Cup. For the first time in its history, USA lost twice at the tournament, losing to both France and to Serbia. Former basketball all-star Kobe Bryant says he is not surprised Team USA lost. Bryant and many critics agree that the glory days of USA basketball are in its twilight, as other countries are catching up. Almost all of the top NBA stars for the US did not play in the tournament, including James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, Damian Lillard, and even LeBron James. So if you find yourself with nothing to do tonight at 3 in the morning, Team USA has got you covered. That's all for sports. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll recap the show.
Because of Cass, I'm more confident behind the camera.
Because of Cass, I have found lifelong friends and amazing mentors.
Because of Cass, I will be able to teach English in Cambodia with the Peace Corps.
Because of Cass, I had the opportunity to intern on Capitol Hill.
Because of Cass, I got to sing at the Vatican.
Because of Cass, I was able to present my research and I won a scholarship for it.
Because of Cass, I'm Miss Black OSU.
Because of Cass, I can help someone else find their voice.
Because of Cass, I'm able to not only have 1, but 2 internships for the summer lined up already.
Because of Cass, I am confident in leadership positions.
Because of Cass, I'm excited for my future and the opportunities I have within my major.
Because of Cass, I can do it, and so can you.
When everything is on the line, one person can change the game. One swing of the bat, one perfect pass, one leaping catch. In the most important moments, one play, one person can make the difference. This is your moment. Your opportunity to change the game for our student athletes. Will you sit on the sidelines? Or will you be a game changer? Join the posse today. Call 405-744-7301 or log on to okstateposse.com. Be a game changer.
I've had a lifetime of little sweet pieces of special. And I just want them to know I love them.
The Cancer Center at Stillwater Medical, the heart of cancer care.
If you missed the top of the show tonight, we talked about the passing of T. Boone Pickens and the mystery behind a local hotel's closing.
We also heard about the upcoming Allied Arts Festival and one dispensary's generosity to the local schools.
And for sports, we heard about Cowgirls soccer and Oklahoma State football as we head into the weekend to play Tulsa.
Now let's take a look at the weather. It's looking like today we have a high of 80 and a low of 67. Tomorrow we're looking at a high of 92 and a low of 68. Sunday we'll be looking at 94 with a low of 70. Monday 93 with a low of 71. Tuesday a high of 92 and a low of 71. And Wednesday 93 with a low of 71. Looks like we're in for another hot one next week.
I'm kind of excited for that, actually. I love hot weather, so There you go. That's all for today's show. Thanks for tuning in. For the Daily O, I'm T. Johnson.
And I'm Joe Callamore.
Because of Cass, I'm more confident behind the camera.
Because of Cass, I have found lifelong friends and amazing mentors.
Because of Cass, I will be able to teach English in Cambodia with the Peace Corps.
Because of Cass, I had the opportunity to intern on Capitol Hill.
Because of Cass, I got to sing at the Vatican.
Because of Cass, I was able to present my research and I won a scholarship for it.
Because of Cass, I'm Miss Black OSU.
Because of Cass, I can help someone else find their voice.
Because of Cass, I'm able to not only have 1, but 2 internships for the summer lined up already.
Because of Cass, I am confident in leadership positions.
Because of Cass, I'm excited for my future and the opportunities I have within my major.
Because of Cass, I can do it, and so can you.
When everything is on the line, one person can change the game. One swing of the bat, one perfect pass, one leaping catch. In the most important moments, one play, one person can make the difference. This is your moment. Your opportunity to change the game for our student athletes. Will you sit on the sidelines? Or will you be a game changer? Join the posse today. Call 405-744-7301 or log on to okstateposse.com. Be a game changer.
I've had a lifetime of little sweet pieces of special. And I just want them to know I love them.
The Cancer Center at Stillwater Medical, the heart of cancer care.